What is good, CV Nation? Welcome back to another live stream. This is the CVPC, also known as the Certain Bits Podcast. Today is another live Q&A. We got a bunch of people already in the chat, but I am not alone for this. We've got Jaren from Jaren Talks Movies. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. School started today, so that's kind of weird. Getting back into the vibe of everything, but I had that going on. I checked out this new podcast called the Film Saga Podcast. These two guys, Chris and Trevor. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but that was pretty fun. So overall, it's been a pretty good day for me.
Yeah, we actually have half of the podcast.
What's going on?
Yeah, Chris.
The duo, yeah, if you want to call it that. How's everybody doing? Thank you for having me on, Certain. And yes, I did start a podcast. You guys should check it out. You don't have to, though. I'm just saying.
It's pretty amazing, though. You should.
Oh, thank you.
It was pretty good. Links to the channels, links to the socials, as always, will be in the description box. But how are you guys doing today? Having a good day so far?
Yeah,
I can't complain.
I was just figuring out like the podcast thing. Like it took me a second to figure out how to get it onto Spotify, but I did, and like now I think it's going to be easier moving forward.
For sure, yeah. It took me a while to get on. I think I got on Spotify right away. I think it took like months for it to get on iTunes, which was
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, and it was weird too because it was like for me I could listen to it on iTunes, but for everybody else they couldn't. So I don't know what was going on over there. But
are y'all going through Anchor?
Yeah, I am.
I used Anchor. Yeah, originally I had it through like Podbean, and I figured out you'd have to pay in order to do that, $9 a month or something. And I was like, I'm not doing that, so I went with Anchor. Yeah,
Anchor is free for pretty much everything. So I even recorded like a little like sponsorship segment for them, like download Anchor,
really,
start your podcast. Yeah, it was pretty fun, and I think that plays on every episode. So I do have that. But we've got Jaren in the chat. Okay, that's interesting. Ninja Brick Studios, what's going on? Film Fanatic, what's going on? I'm gonna start asking questions. All right, be my guest. Favorite leading actress performance, Jaren. What are you thinking for this?
Favorite leading actress. I think the one that immediately comes to my mind is Margot Robbie in I, Tonya. That was just such a like transformative performance. She really turned into the character very well. She played her like so good. She's my favorite actress, so that's the one that comes off the top of my head.
All right,
yeah,
Chris?
she's great in that movie. That'd probably be like an honorable mention for me. At the moment, there's a lot. At the moment, I'll say probably Saoirse Ronan in Lady Bird or Frances McDormand in Three Billboards. All in that same year, I think.
I haven't seen that movie.
Which one? Three Billboards? Oh,
yeah.
She's fantastic in that movie, and she won the Oscar for it, rightfully so. Like that movie's so good. It feels like a Tarantino movie. Not really, but it kind of does with some of the dialogue. But I recommend it. You should definitely watch it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I haven't seen Three Billboards either, but I've heard good things. Film Fanatics thing just watched Noah Centinio's. I think that might be a typo. Swiped, corny but enjoyable and entertaining. It's funny you mentioned him because I know he was cast in Black Adam as Atom Smasher not too long ago. So that did happen, but I'm not familiar with his work. Haven't seen him in too much stuff. Have you guys seen anything from him? Besides like rom-coms on Netflix.
No. What he's in like a rom-com that I've seen parts of because my girlfriend.
P.S. I Love You.
Maybe that one. Yeah, it might have been that one. Yeah.
Okay, I saw this movie. It's garbage. I feel bad for him that he had to sit through this. It's like seriously one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I no desire to really check out much of this guy's work, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the character, so it might be cool to see him. But I think he's gonna have to train with The Rock, so he's gonna have to
that's true.
Go through some hard work. But no, I'm not familiar with his work. Favorite movie from 2019, mine is Joker. Jaren, what's your favorite movie of 2019?
It's a toss up between Uncut Gems and 1917. It's one of those. It goes back and forth.
Okay.
Good choices.
I thought you were gonna say the choice that I'm saying, which is Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time. That's like my number 3.
That's okay, that was my number one. Sure. That's my number one. But Endgame is right behind it. Joker is close behind. Little Women. There's a lot of great movies from last year, but I just rewatched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a lot, and I love the duo, the Cliff Booth and Rick Dalton duo, so much.
Yep.
No, it's I want to check that movie out because I still haven't seen it, and it's on my 100 movies project, so I'll watch it. But
Got to get on it,
favorite.
man.
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just watched Suicide Squad, part of that list, and had a
Oh,
fantastic time
Suicide
with
Squad. Yeah.
it.
Did you
Yeah,
actually like it or not?
it was
I
so
haven't said.
good. I loved it so
Okay.
much.
Okay.
I'm dead inside right now. I'm kidding.
I was
I
about
couldn't
to
tell
say.
if you were sarcastic
Yeah.
or not.
No, it was. It's. I got a review coming tomorrow, but it was pretty bad.
Okay. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna have my notifications on because I want to know the nitty gritty
Yeah.
details of that, of what you think of it.
I'll deep dive into it for sure. But
Okay.
favorite of 2019 has got to be 1917. That was the one. I actually didn't see it in 2019, but it was a release that came out, and I really did like it. Right behind that, I think I had Knives Out, so that was my top 2. Endgame was in my top 5, not in my top 3 though. Top 3 was Ford v Ferrari. So those are my 3 favorites.
Great movie. Yeah.
So rewatchable. I want to rewatch it soon. Ford v Ferrari. Favorite movies from the 2000s. Mine are Lord of the Rings trilogy, Spirited Away, Bronson, and The Incredibles. Chris, anything that comes to mind?
Pixar was on fire in the 2000s. They had like Ratatouille. They had Monsters Inc., which I know you love, certain. I know that's one of your favorites. Then Finding Nemo and The Incredibles. Like all of those come to my mind. But regular movies, there's a movie that came out in 2003 called Mystic River, directed by Clint Eastwood. Stars Sean Penn and Tim Robbins. They both actually won Oscars. That's a recent one I watched back in like April, I want to say. It was on the 100 movies list. And that movie blew me away. It was very dark and gritty, but also a necessary story, I think. It deals with like very touchy subjects, but it's also a really compelling kind of murder mystery. So if you get the chance to watch that, it was on Netflix. I recommend it. But those are some that come to my mind. I'm sure I'm blanking on like a lot. Like The Prestige is there too. So there's a ton of movies that came out in 2000s.
Yeah. Jaren?
I think you'll agree with me on this, certain, but like the whole Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy came out in the early 2000s. Like, what was the first one? 2001 or 2002? All the way through 2007, I think, with the third one. And then 2008, you had The Dark Knight. Also, Batman Begins is in there. A lot of good superhero movies for sure. Also, Pixar, of course.
Favorite movies, I'm gonna agree with you. Sam Raimi trilogy is up there. I think Chris said The Prestige, which is a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah,
that's my personal favorite Nolan film out of the ones I've seen.
I'm gonna look behind me. Remember Prestige. The Titans. Sorry, 2000 was Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah,
and Miracle 2004. So
2000. The more I think about it, the 2000s was a great decade. If I had to narrow it down to one movie, I'd go Spider-Man 2. You know me. I'd go Spider-Man 2. Favorite movie from 2010s, mine is Gone Girl and The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Jaren, what'd you say for this one?
Okay, so I think I have to go with either Whiplash or Nightcrawler.
Okay, good
those
choices.
Are both in like my top 5 of all time. So yeah.
Whiplash is everyone knows I love that movie on this stream. It's in my top 3. I said it was my favorite a few weeks ago, and like it probably is. It goes back and forth between 3 movies, but Whiplash definitely. But one that's grown on me a lot recently is Moneyball, 2011. Aaron Sorkin.
That's
script.
A good one too.
Whew. And I love like all the 2010 movies that were up for Best Picture. That was the year. I think that's my favorite year for movies. 2010.
2010, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
got you. If we're doing the entire decade, I think I'd go with 2010 alone I think is probably Inception. That's my favorite movie of that year. But I'm thinking of the entire decade. I think Endgame, 1917. You've got Nightcrawler, which Jaren mentioned. What else was there? There was a lot.
I love La La Land personally. I forgot to mention that one. Yeah.
Still haven't seen that. That's on my project. Still haven't seen that.
It's so amazing, dude. I hope you like it. I really do.
I've heard great things. I want to know if I like it more than Whiplash, because that's like the ongoing debate, like Whiplash or La La Land. Which one's? I think off the top of my head, I'll just go Inception. That one's like one of my favorite movies ever. So let's see. Max Talks Movies saying, Chris, congrats on 100 videos on the Film Stock channel and launching the podcast with Trevor. Yeah, that happened today.
Thank you, Max. Always been around, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Trevor in here, the other half of the Film Saga duo.
Trevor.
Trevor.
Oh, Trevor.
Glad to see you here, bud.
Ninja Bricks saying, "Hey Jaren, CV and Film Stock, how's it going? We're doing good. We're doing good. Glad to have you here." Shamoon Reacts in here. What's going on? What's going on? Film Fanatic saying, "Favorite movies from the '80s. Mine are Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, and The Karate Kid." Chris, what are your favorite '80s films?
I agree on Back to the Future for sure. That's like a classic if I've ever seen one. I'm looking at the poster right in front of me. I have like a mini one that I recently got. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course. But as far as like non-blockbusters go, I'd maybe say Platoon. It won Best Picture, and I think it came out in 1986. I watched it back in March on the 100 movies list, and it's grown on me ever since. It might be one of my favorite war movies now. But I'm sure I'm blanking on like a ton of movies. The 80s was a loaded decade. So
Heck
Yeah, that's why I'm going to look up all the '80s movies right now so that I can
like
kinda have a
the
fair
latter
idea.
half of the original trilogy, of course, Empire and Return of the Jedi, and then Die Hard was also in the 80s. It was crazy. The 80s
Oh,
might
with
be
the
my favorite
original
decade.
Batman, Goonies,
Yeah,
all
yes.
those classics.
E.T.
I
Just countless movies in the 80s.
I'm looking through them. I think for me, I'd go. There's Back to the Future, which is up there. There's E.T., Die Hard. Those would be the three that I'd say. Jaren,
I've never
any-
seen E.T.
You've
I
never
know a
seen
lot of
E.T.?
Oh, I
people
love
like.
E.T. I love
Yeah,
E.T.
people call it a classic, but I've never been able to see it. My theater
Oh, no.
near me was actually playing it again, but I
really?
couldn't go. Yeah.
In Georgia, there's theaters because like I can't find any near me. I'm willing
do
to
you have an
drive.
NCG near you?
NCG. There's one. It's off like Stone Mountain Highway, kind of. There is.
Yeah,
one.
I know where that is.
So-
That's where I was going. That they were playing a bunch
Oh,
of
really?
classic
Okay.
movies. Yeah, like I
might
saw
look
Pulp
that
Fiction
up,
this
yeah.
last week.
Okay.
Um,
Really
But
in
yeah,
theaters.
yes, it was awesome, man. It was
Oh
so
man,
cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's nice.
But for like '80s movies, all the ones that he mentioned, like I said, Batman, The Goonies, like
Yeah.
it's hard to pick a favorite because it was just so stacked. I'd probably have to
Mhm.
go with Back to the Future as my favorite. But all of them are so good.
So good. Colin Williams was in here. What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, Colin?
What's up, Colin?
Sorry you couldn't join me. I'm still on Wi-Fi. You're good. We'll arrange something later. For anybody who doesn't know, I was gonna have Colin on here, but well, number one, a hurricane in Florida, and then he still didn't have Wi-Fi because he moved. So it's good. Don't worry about it. Ninja Bricks, great channel. Well, appreciate the support.
Thank
the
you.
support.
Thank you. Yeah.
Number one superhero fan saying favorite Iron Man movie for me, Iron Man 3. That's probably a hot take right there. It's probably
I'll take in my opinion.
Did both of you say Iron Man 1?
Iron Man 1 is in my top 3 in the MCU.
Same here.
3. Wow.
It's my number 3. Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far for me, but
I just love the movie. Yeah.
It's high up there. I'd put it top 10 for sure. Top 10. It's number one.
Yeah.
Iron Man 1 for me, but I really like 3. I really like 3.
It's slept
2
on.
I just hate. 2 I just hate. Like playing out,
Yeah.
I just hate it. But
2
3 is
is
pretty good.
Yeah. 2's not great. 3's fine. I think it's starting to get a little overhyped by people though, just because maybe they're like, oh, it's different than the other Iron movies, but it still has issues in my opinion. But it's still fun. It's still Tony Stark.
fun,
So
yeah.
I see
Yeah.
why people are starting to come around on it.
Max Talks Movie saying, do you ever use scheduled uploads for your YouTube videos? Well, I use scheduled uploads all the time because I just find it easier that way.
Yeah.
I always finish editing a video like the day before it's supposed to come out, so I need to use scheduled uploads. But I use Premieres for my Blu-ray hauls, so they kind of go not hand in hand, but like I do use scheduled uploads. To answer the question, yes. Jaren, do you use them?
Yeah, most of the time I do, because to me it's kind of awkward if you like, let's say you release a video at like 1:20, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly-
weird.
Exactly.
So I like to premiere at like a specific time that everybody would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do the same thing. And I didn't discover that tool until like, I want to say earlier this year, which is embarrassing. I would literally be like so dumb with everything. I'd be like, oh, I got to post this right now, and I could just schedule it. But I'm glad that I found that tool recently.
Yeah,
and yeah, I like to schedule mine in the morning usually. That's just my thing. But
Yeah,
I schedule more towards it kind of varies, but it kind of I do more towards the afternoon. I guess that just works better for
same
me.
here. Yeah,
I do it like earlier, like closer to noon rather than later, because
yeah,
it's just I like it if you like wake up and you just check your notifications. Oh crap, he has a new video, like something like that. So that just works better for me. Oopsie, and you're saying playing Fortnite for the first time. I really don't understand. It's mediocre, really mediocre. Have you guys played Fortnite?
So I got really bored in like March when everything was like going down, and my friends were like playing it for some reason. And I'm like, I'm 20 years old and I was playing Fortnite, which is fine. But I played it for like 2 weeks and I had fun with it, but it's not, I dropped it really quick. I got so sick of it. So I did play it for a little bit. I will admit that.
Jaren.
Same for me. Yeah, I'm not that much of a video game person. I just hopped on the train to see what it was all about, but I got tired of it. If I'm gonna play video games, it's gonna be like 2K, NCAA 14, stuff like that. I'm not gonna play
NCAA
Fortnite.
14 all day.
Yeah,
Greatest game ever.
I gotta admit, I'm not gonna lie. I did play it quite a bit. Like I was into it for quite a while. Might have been a solid year that I played that game. After it just got too repetitive. It was just like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I got bored.
Yeah.
The live matches, like the battle royale, got boring. They had like Playground, which was like you can just like do whatever you want with your friends, and that wasn't really that fun either. So I was just like, I'm not gonna spend time on this anymore. And I just started doing Marvel Spider-Man all the time again. So I did play it, but I don't like it anymore. I don't want anything to do with that game. Is kind of
They got the Tenet trailer on there. Remember that? That was like months ago now, but
were they really showing full-length Nolan movies in the game?
I don't know if that ever happened, but I heard they were going to do that at one point.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
The one director who says my movies are meant to be watched on the big screen, they play stuff for his films within a screen, like in a smaller screen. It's weird. It's weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
Colin Williams saying, I'm thinking of doing a video essay on why Election and Dazed and Confused are masterpieces, separate videos. Want to see how I'll do with that. Ever consider video essay? I have considered video essays. I've got one coming real soon for Spider-Man 2. Of all the movies, it's obviously going to be Spider-Man 2. But I did do them for like a month or two, like earlier this year, and I just didn't really like them. But I think I kind of know how to do them now, so it's just going to be easier this way. Jaren, I know you've tried video essays, right?
I've tried. I'm like in the process of writing one for Amazing Spider-Man 2. Don't know when that's gonna happen because it's kind of hard. It takes a while, but then also I'd like to do one for maybe like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's a movie I'm really passionate about that I think people crap on too much, even though there's a following too. But like, yeah, I've definitely considered it.
Chris.
I would tune into that, Jaren, and I would like to watch both of you do video essays. I think they're awesome. I personally have never tackled them. I don't think I will, but what I'm inspired to do lately, especially by Chris Duckman, who I've watched since like 2015 or 2014, is how he did those super in-depth Indiana Jones reviews. I want to do that with some of my favorite movies. Like it's more of a prolonged review where I break down everything, and then I have these like moments where I can just kind of gush about the movie instead of being such a structured review. That's what I would rather do as opposed to a video essay. But video essays are awesome. If you can do them right, they're super cool.
Oh yeah, like I watch a ton of them all the time. So I'll give you some like for some insight. The way I'm doing the one for Spider-Man 2 is like I'm picking like a specific part of the movie and just kind of just like breaking that down. So it's like it's not too long. Like all the ones I watch are like upwards of 20-30 minutes, but it's like under 10 minutes mine. So it's nothing too in-depth, but it is fun. I've been writing it for like a week, and it's been fun. It's been fun. I think I'm on draft number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, it's a lot of writing.
It's a lot of writing, yes. Colin Williams saying, certain if you want to watch a snooze fest for 3 hours, but with excellent acting, great cinematography, excellent last 30 minutes, watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, LOL. Well, I know
that disgusts me, Colin.
Next question.
Both of you disagree with that. I haven't seen it, so maybe I'll agree with Colin. Who knows? Shimon saying, Film Fanatic, you missed out on the Tobey Spider-Man trilogy. Yeah, Film Fanatic commented about the 2000s question, and he didn't put the Tobey Maguire trilogy in there, which offends me. Just finished editing my 100 movies update number 1. What are some of the upcoming movies on your guys' list? Chris, what are some movies we can expect?
Haven't really decided yet. I have them all. I don't have a set order to watch them, so I have the list. And right now, the only one I have for the next update is the movie Caddyshack. Have any of you seen that? It's with Chevy
I love
Chase,
that movie.
The golf movie. Bill Murray is so funny in that movie. That was like one of his first big roles where he's trying to kill the gopher. So that's on it. But I might try and watch like Boogie Nights. I know that's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. It's one of his first big ones, but other than that, I kind of just play it by ear.
Jaren, any movies that we can expect?
Dude, I suck on this. I was planning on doing like updates like every couple weeks. I still haven't made one. It takes a while, but like I think I'm gonna watch Upgrade soon. The Ocean's trilogy,
Yes.
Gladiator, Patriot, those movies. Yeah,
Gladiator's a really good one. Yeah,
that's what I've heard. But like Chris said, I don't have like a set schedule of what movies I'm gonna watch when. I just kind of watch them.
Patriot is really good. I really like Patriot.
The Patriot with Mel Gibson, that one.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
I think that was one of my favorite movies of that year. It was top 3 for sure. The ones on my list, I don't have a set schedule either, but I just watched Suicide Squad. I think that was the 3rd or 4th one out of the ones I've done. I know I want to do Bourne Supremacy. So that's one of the next like 5. I want to do Interstellar soon, and then I want to do The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Those are like the next 3 that I want to do.
It's a great movie.
But
have you seen Saving Private Ryan yet? You got to watch that one eventually.
I haven't. It's on the list.
Yeah, watch that one too. Yeah,
I will. AJ is in here. What's up, fellas? Once upon a time,
AJ.
Amazing. Don't listen to Colin.
It is.
Well,
I agree.
It's 3 against 1, so we'll see where I fall. What are you guys' thoughts on Jojo Rabbit? Love the movie. What about you?
Yeah,
guys?
it's amazing.
So good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I've only seen it one time. I watched it the week leading up to the Oscars. I might need to rewatch it. I thought that it took a while for me to get into like Taika's unique style. Like I like Ragnarok, but it's definitely something different. But I think that once there's like this twist that happens, I'm not going to spoil the movie. That from then on, I was like, oh, this is like more than just kind of a lighthearted comedy, and that's when it really drew me in. So,
yeah,
gotta agree. Yeah. That twist was it's not like necessarily like a plot twist per se, but it was it was jarring. It was jarring.
It's also got a really fun ending. I thought that's like one of the coolest endings I've seen. It makes you smile.
Yeah,
I love when movies end like that.
Yeah,
like Perks of Being a Wallflower did the same thing, kind of same song actually, but yeah.
That's cool. Ninja Brick saying, what are your top 3 best Marvel movies? Jaren, you want to kick it off?
Sure. So are we talking like Marvel or MCU?
I think we're talking Marvel in general.
Okay. That makes it harder.
Way harder.
Oh, Chris, go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Think of my list. Yeah.
I'm gonna offend some people because they're all gonna be MCU movies, and I don't really care. I still love the Spider-Man movies, but for me, it's you know what? I'll exclude Endgame and Infinity War. That would be my 1 and 2, but I don't want to talk about them right now. I'll go Iron Man, Civil War, and Winter Soldier.
Solid list. Yeah. I go number 1, Spider-Man 2. Number 2, I'd go with probably Endgame. And then number 3, I'd go with, I'm thinking of my top 10 comic book movies, whatever the next Marvel movie is, I think maybe Civil War. I think that might be my top 3.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And then like Into the Spider-Verse would be the first Spider-Man movie, and then Into the Spider-Verse would be close seconds, or close like number 4 and 5. Jaren, have a list yet?
Yeah, I'll just go with Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, and I'll say Endgame if we're not including Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's a great pick.
It's hard though. Like that list will change tomorrow, I guarantee you.
Spider-Man 2 is never going to change for me, but other than that, it's it's up in the air for me too. Favorite Thor movie for me, Ragnarok, obviously. I think we're all in agreement on that, but
Ragnarok.
I do really like the first Thor movie. I really like
Dark World is the best Marvel movie. That I changed my answer.
That is an.
We should do a live stream just dedicated to that movie. We should watch along Thor: The Dark World.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie is crazy good. Favorite Captain America movie for me, The Winter Soldier. For me, it'd be Civil War, but Winter Soldier.
Civil War for me barely edges out Winter Soldier. I do Civil War. Yeah.
See, Winter Soldier is my favorite, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you can go wrong with either. They're both so good, but
Yeah.
I'd give the tiniest edge to Civil War. Do you ever dislike videos? Never understand why people do unless the video is in bad taste. I think I'm with you on that one. I don't, even if I like don't agree with the person, which obviously I'm not going to dislike a video if I don't agree with somebody, but even if I like feel like the video is just like, you know, just trolling or just like, you know, not being a great like supportive film fan, I still won't dislike it. I haven't disliked the video in probably like ages, so I'd never do that. But what about you guys?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever disliked a video.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And the thing that takes me off the most, like, people can dislike my videos. That's cool, but the thing that gets me mad is like, say I post a video that's 10 minutes long, and they dislike it when it's been up for like 4 or 5 minutes. Like you haven't even watched the length of the video. I don't know.
I got you.
It's frustrating for sure.
Yeah, like I'll upload a video and then I'll go to YouTube Studio like 2 minutes later, and there's already a dislike. Yeah. And it's like barely any views, and I'm like, okay, you like just started watching, and you already like the beginning part isn't even like me saying anything. It's just like, hey guys, welcome to the video. But I guess you just like that. Okay.
On the bright side, I'm pretty sure it helps in the algorithm the same way. I want to say it's still like
does it?
That's what I've heard.
You like saying the algorithm?
I like saying the algorithm.
I don't know
it's
anything
just a
about
word
the
to
algorithm.
say.
Yeah,
I don't either.
Algorithm.
It's like the Matrix, the algorithm. I just like to say that word.
It's a smart sounding word. It makes you sound intelligent. AJ saying, if you had to quarantine with one character from any film or TV show, who would it be?
The genie from Aladdin.
Why
not? You know, and I have 3 wishes.
That's true. So many good characters. I'd go with. Man, is this tougher than I thought? I'm thinking through my favorite films.
Spider-Man? No Spider-Man love?
I mean, I could say that.
He'd be boring to quarantine with, though. He's a geek.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're all geeks. So
yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Any film, I'm not including Spider-Man because that's technically a comic book character, and we're doing film and TV show, and it'd be a cop-out answer for me. So, I do maybe. What's like an original concept? Oh, okay. Maybe Hans Landa. I might go Hans Landa. I think that might be a fun pick.
Extravagant, yeah.
I couldn't really think of anything else. That's like the first thing that came to my mind.
Right.
Jaren?
Margot Robbie and anything. Just okay. Yeah. Well, maybe Cliff Booth.
Maybe not I, Tanya. She might try and like hurt you.
Yeah, not that. Not that.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your pick again? Did you say your pick?
The genie from Aladdin. I think that would be fun. Yeah,
that would be fun.
We talking about like Robin Williams, or are we talking Will Smith?
Robin Williams. I haven't even seen the new Aladdin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's
Have you guys seen that movie? Is it any good?
It's not bad. I actually enjoyed it.
Way better than The Lion King. I'll tell you.
I don't want to talk about that movie.
We don't speak of that.
No,
sir. Favorite Guardians of the Galaxy movie? Of course, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I think we're all in agreement on that one too.
Same.
Number
1. Yeah, 1.
Underrated and overrated James Bond films. Not the biggest Bond fan, but I'd go overrated Casino Royale.
Okay. Underrated for me off the top of my head. I've seen like a lot of the classic ones growing up with my dad, so I've only seen them probably once or twice on TV. But underrated, I'll say I think I like Thunderball. You know, the one where they're like underwater at the end. I like that movie. I don't. I think some people say it's overrated. I think it's underrated.
It's a bunch of cheesy fun. I love that movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then overrated, I would probably have to go with I don't know. Are there really that many? Like Casino Royale, you said. I get that. Possibly. I think The Man with the Golden Gun is, if anyone likes that, it may be overrated, but it's very cheesy and it's the Roger Moore era, so they're like not that great anyway. So that was a bad answer, but I'll just go with that.
That's fair. I'm not the biggest Bond fan, so I'm not the right person to answer it. But Yeah. Besides Mad Max Fury Road, most overrated movie of all time, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind for me. All
Mm.
time. We're going all time here, so I'd go. Go ahead, Jim. Who's
I don't
talking?
know if it's all time, but I really did not like Birdman. The first time I watched that movie, I said I loved it. I went back and rewatched it lately, or like a couple weeks ago. I thought it was so pretentious. I could not get into it at
Okay.
all. I really did not like it at all.
Yeah. I liked that movie a lot the first time I saw it, and I haven't revisited it. I own the Blu-ray, so maybe my opinions will change when I revisit it. But for me, I'd probably say I agree with Colin that Mad Max Fury Road's insanely overrated. But I might have to go with something like super old school. And like I don't know if you guys have seen Citizen Kane, but I had to watch it one time, and
It's so boring.
it's a very boring movie that I guess changed the way that the stories are told. It's more of a like the first big grand story that we'd seen like that, but it wasn't even that special of a movie. I don't understand the hype.
I have
Yeah.
not seen that. It's on my watch list, but I've heard a lot of people say it's not like what it's made out to be. So
No. Yeah.
who knows? Overrated. It's not like a terrible movie that everybody loves or anything, but I never understood the hype for the first Avengers. I mean, let me rephrase that. I did understand, like, first time seeing all these characters on screen kind of changed the way, cinematic universe is becoming like this big deal now. But ever since then, like, I can respect the fact that it was like really game changing. And I do still respect the fact, like, every time I watch that, like that round table shot with all of them in New York, that's still like awesome. But the movie just never worked for me as a whole. It's a kind of boring, kind of, I want to say, plain. I always liked all the other Avengers movies more. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'd go with the first Avengers, even though it's not like a terrible movie. It's a good movie, but that's what I'd go with. Favorite movies from the 1990s. Mine are Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption, Braveheart, Schindler's List, Titanic, The Matrix, Fight Club, Seven, Goodfellas, and Happy Gilmore. Such a stacked decade for sure. Very stacked. I'll tell you right now, my favorite out of all the ones you mentioned is Seven. That's my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of those I enjoy as well. But the ones that he didn't list, I like Reservoir Dogs, Tarantino's first movie. That was in the 90s. I love Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was also in the 90s. Forrest Gump, of course, is just so iconic. I love that movie so much. I'm probably blanking on more. So if Jaren, you have any, I'll keep brewing on it because I want to think some.
Well, my top two, like Shawshank is my favorite movie of all time. Pulp Fiction's my second favorite movie of all time. I was gonna say the Titanic, Fight Club. All the ones he listed are really good. Yeah, I can't. I'm kind of blanking on other ones too, but those are definitely the standouts for me.
I have a clear answer for my number one that for some reason I blanked on. It's Good Will Hunting. I love that movie so much.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
Hunting,
movie came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know you would like that film. I do.
Yeah.
So
love that movie to death.
Dead Poets Society.
That might have been 89. I don't know, but
oh okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it was a great decade. Great decade.
That is a great movie though. Dead Poets Society.
Number one superhero fan saying favorite Spider-Man movie for me, Spider-Man Far From Home. That's something I
know you
definitely
agree with that.
Yeah, great movie, so good, love it to death. I
thoroughly enjoy that movie. I do. It's a lot of fun.
It is. I can admit it's
More power
entertaining.
to you.
Yeah, it's great. You love it. I don't. It's really not my favorite. It's my least favorite, actually, if I'm being honest. My favorite is Spider-Man 2. That is reigns supreme among all the rest. Close second, very close second, actually, is the first Raimi Spider-Man, and then number 3 is Into the Spider-Verse. So there's my top 3. Jaren, what's your favorite? I think I know it, but
my favorite Spider-Verse, but then Spider-Man 2, and then my third, it goes back and forth between Spider-Man 1 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know both of y'all love The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I've only seen it like twice, so I need to revisit it maybe, but yeah.
I know your favorite is Spider-Verse.
My favorite?
Right? Yeah.
It's Spider-Verse, and then it's like neck and neck with Spider-Man, which I have to rewatch the Raimi trilogy. I still haven't for some reason. I'm going to. I've seen it more than once, like the trilogy. It's been like a few years since I've seen it.
So what would be your number 3 right behind?
Number 3? honestly, I think it'd be Spider-Man: Homecoming. I love that movie. I love that
Wow.
movie. Yeah. Mhm.
That's interesting. Homecoming is like right above Far From Home, towards the bottom for me. But it's a fine movie. It's good. It's not bad. But Spider-Man 2 is my favorite. And I'm seeing a lot of people. I go through comment sections for like rankings, and I see a lot of people put Far From Home like towards the top. Which
That was me after I saw it.
Yeah, like recency bias for me too. I'm not saying like anybody in the chat has recency bias. I'm just saying like when it came out, I was hyped up on that film. I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. J.K. Simmons is back. This is awesome. It went down a lot. It went down a lot for me. A lot. Marvel movies are great, but always overrated, especially Black Panther and Endgame. Gotta disagree. I think Endgame worth the hype.
I can agree with him on Black Panther. I
Me
can
too.
see where he's coming from there, especially when it's coming to like Oscar season. Everything that got nominated for, it's totally overhyped in my opinion. It could have been better. I hope the sequel is much better than the first one, but other than that, I don't really agree with him. But for that one, yeah.
Endgame is amazing, and it's my favorite MCU movie. But I don't think it's overhyped at all or overrated.
No.
Nope.
There was a point that I was like, maybe it gets a little bit too much praise, but no, it's worth all the hype. As far as like Marvel movies are always great, but overrated, I have to disagree. I think they're always kind of like whatever everybody says. That's kind of like what the movie is. They're never like, nobody ever calls them like the greatest cinematic masterpieces of our time. They always say they're good movies, they're good superhero movies, and I'd agree with that. Colin Williams saying, who has the hottest movie takes in the movie reviewer community? Interesting question. Jaren, who's your pick? I have mine. Who's your pick?
I'm trying to think. Certain, you have a lot of hot takes. I don't know if you'd be like number one though. Colin's a good one. I know Colin's a good one for sure. It's hard to pick like the best though. I'm not really sure.
I know who it is.
Who is it? Am I like blanking?
AJ with the hot takes every day.
Is he number one, really?
I think he's number one by far, yeah.
AJ is a close second for me.
Yeah.
I think I'd still give the edge to Josh from Simply Cinema. I think he still has a lot of hot takes. So many that he's planning on doing a video series when he makes a comeback. So I'm honored that you would put me up there, Jaren, but I don't have as many hot takes as those two. But Colin has some hot takes too.
He does.
We all have our hot takes, but the hottest of the hottest I'd give to AJ Reacts to and Simply Cinema. Those would be my two picks. They always get me. Let's see here. When you have no Wi-Fi, so you're watching Three Dummies on a live stream instead of Netflix. He's talking about us. Yeah, we are Three Dummies. That's very true. Good
You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome for giving you entertainment. Let's see. I skipped a bunch here. Yeah, I skipped up. Oh wow, I'm like halfway through the chat here. Favorite Avengers movie for me, Endgame. Even though it was having a brawl with Infinity War, I'd have to agree. Even I wouldn't say it's like very close. Endgame it's like superior in a lot of ways. It's not close for me. Like it's like a big gap between my number one and number two. But I still love Infinity War. Jaren, what's your favorite?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's definitely Endgame. That's like Chris said earlier. That's my favorite MCU film as well. I just think the way it closed everything off, it could have really crashed and burned, but it was an epic payoff. I think all three acts are amazing. I just love the movie.
I'd have to say Endgame, but Infinity War is like number two. It's very close, and I think in time I might grow to appreciate Infinity War more. Who knows? Who knows?
I think the Infinity War. I know Trevor's not going to like this, but I think it's like slightly overrated. I like. There was a point where I liked.
I disagree, but
I do too.
There was a point where I liked Age of Ultron more than Infinity War.
Wow. I disagree wholeheartedly, but I
like Ultron better than the original Avengers, but not Infinity War.
I think I'm still like more like towards Infinity War now, but I'm doing my rewatch, so who knows? Maybe I'll stick by that opinion once again. But as of right now, I have to agree. Endgame is the best one. Oopsie saying, hot take, The Last of Us 2013 is super overrated, and the second one is way better. Spider-Man 2018 is just good. Last of Us 2013 is super overrated. I disagree. Second one I haven't played yet. Spider-Man 2018 is probably one of my favorite video games of all time, so I definitely disagree with that one. Chris, what do you have thoughts on these hot takes?
I've never played the Last of Us games. Unfortunately, I want to. But Spider-Man, the 2018 game, I completed that in a week, and I got 100%. Like, I did everything. I got all the pigeons. You play, right? Yeah. It was such a great game. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. So
same here. Jaren?
I haven't played any of them, so I have no opinion on the matter.
I know you're looking to get a PS5.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely getting a PS5. I'm done with Xbox. Like, all these awesome exclusives keep coming to PlayStation. I've never had that experience before. I really want to have it.
They just announced today that in Marvel's Avengers, Spider-Man's going to be a playable character only for PlayStation, which is like, it's expected because PlayStation and Sony, but it's exciting because like you get to own, like when exclusives come like that, it's always exciting. Like you have that platform, but the one thing I'm saying is like I bought a PS4 just so I could play Marvel Spider-Man. I will do it again for Miles Morales. I will buy a PS5.
And I heard that if you buy Miles Morales, you get Spider-Man with it, right? Aren't they doing like some kind of combo?
Yeah, what they're saying is that it's gonna be there's gonna be a remaster available for free with the game. And I know like Miles Morales is only like it's gonna be cheaper, I'm sure, because it's like I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I think they were saying like if it's like a normal game, it's like $60. That's going to be like $45 or something, because it's like kind of like a continuation, sort of. So you get Spider-Man for free from what I'm hearing. So
that's dope.
Yeah, it's exciting. Favorite Disney Plus item, TV show, movie, and upcoming event. Not sure what you mean by item, but
I don't either. Yeah.
TV show on there at the moment, probably 90s Spider-Man show is what's coming to my mind, and then movie's way tougher, but maybe Endgame. Endgame's on there. I don't know. There's Lion King. Lion King's my favorite movie on there. That'd be my pick. Jaren?
Okay, so if we're talking like exclusive TV show, obviously Mandalorian. I don't know if they haven't come out with anything like super great outside of that, but like if we're talking about just another show that's on the platform, I've been binging Boy Meets World like over and over and over again. I love that show so much. Movie, I also got to go Lion King, and then upcoming event, I think I'm looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier the most.
Oh yeah. I agree with you on TV. The Mandalorian is spectacular. And actually, I was listening to the score, the Mandalorian like intro or whatever, or the thing that plays at the end of the credits, and it was getting me hype. Like, I love that. That's one of my favorite Star Wars scores. So I'd go with the Mandalorian for TV show. Yeah. The movie, if we're not talking, I've never seen a Disney Plus like exclusive movie made by them. So I'd go with probably the original Star Wars trilogy because they're on there. And then upcoming event, all the Marvel TV shows, all of them.
Yes. Good choice.
Every single one of them.
Every single one.
And Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
Obi-Wan is. I want to know if that's like going forward or like what's happening with that, because the last time I remember it was like some sort of like script problems or I don't know. It was like trouble going on. I think it was delayed or something. But I hope that comes out because Deborah Chow is directing every episode, and she directed episode 3 and 7 of Mandalorian, which were like some of the best ones. So upcoming event, I'd go WandaVision. That's the one out of the 3 Marvel shows that I'm most excited for. And I don't know if they've announced anything like non-Marvel, like out of the stuff they've announced, I can't really think of anything that maybe Mandalorian season 2. That's probably like next to it, but I'd rather say the WandaVision. Let's see. I'm gonna skip through some. Favorite Funko. Mine is Corey playing video games in Endgame. Love it so much. Oh, I think you meant Korg. That's probably a typo. I didn't know there was a Funko Pop for that, so I'm gonna have to look for that now. But for me, I'm gonna turn around here. I think it's okay. It's this guy. I'm not gonna like pull him down because he's huge, but it's that Joker pop right there.
Oh yeah,
That's sick.
awesome. Is that from The Dark Knight or?
Yeah.
That's Heath Ledger's Joker. So,
All right, cool,
yeah.
cool.
Jaren. Oh yeah, Chris, go ahead.
Chris, yeah, you go ahead.
Go. Okay. I have this Disney Parks exclusive one from Splash Mountain, my favorite ride at Disney, and I have that. It's over there, and it's probably my favorite. I like to collect the Disney Parks one because I do love going to Disney. So
I've still never been to Disney.
oh, it's my favorite. I love it so much. Yeah.
Jaren?
One day I hope you can go, my friend.
I do too. I do
Yes.
too. For me, I don't know. Wait, I'm trying to. Okay,
Ooh,
Michael
nice.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
and then I also
Sick.
have the Mysterio pop. I think you can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it in my background there.
Is
Yeah,
that right
yeah.
here from you?
I also have that, so we all have the Mysterio.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool looking.
It's
I want the
pretty nice.
unmasked version.
Yeah, Cam has that one. I gave it to
Yeah.
her. Like I bought it for myself and then gave it to her because I'm a nice guy.
You're a good guy, Chris. Yeah, that Dark Knight pop is probably my favorite one. I also have the Mysterio one, and I don't really want the unmasked one, if I'm being honest, but because I like the glass look on it, but
Mhm.
they're both pretty good. Where are we at? Ewan Morfield is in here. Hey guys, how's it going? Are there any directors that you like, but most people hate? For me, it's Michael Bay. That you like, most people hate. Nothing's coming to mind. Chris, do
Yeah.
you have an answer?
Not that I can think of, really. No, I don't. Unfortunately.
Do you want to, Jaren? Do you have an answer?
I don't know many directors that people just flat out hate, to be honest.
Should we flip the question and say directors you hate that people like?
Yes, we should do it that
All
way.
right.
I think.
Chris,
And
what would you?
I said that like I knew I would have one, but a director that I hate, I'm trying to think. I don't care for Michael Bay's work at all. I saw that he said that he likes him, so that would be very much a cop-out answer. But I think that Paul Thomas Anderson's slightly overrated. I like Punch Drunk Love a lot. I've gushed about it, but he's 1 out of 2, like 1 for 2. He's 2 misses and 1 hit for me, so I'll go with him. He's a little overhyped
Right.
based on what I've seen. I don't hate him though.
Yeah. Jaren?
I can see where you're coming from with PTA. I like The Master a lot, though.
Okay.
But for me, probably one that I dislike that everybody. I gotta say Wes Anderson. I don't know what it is about the dude. I'm not gonna say I hate him. I've just
Mhm.
never really cared for his work. He's like his stuff is very outlandish and weird, and I think there's only like a niche audience that really gets into his stuff. So I'd have to
Oh
go
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like Grand Budapest. That's the only one I've seen though. So
I thought it was okay.
For me, nobody likes this answer, but I'd go Scorsese for director. I don't hate him, but
Yeah.
I only like a handful of his films. I really like Goodfellas
great.
and Taxi Driver, and then Shutter Island. I think is good. Other than that, I think most of his films are pretty overrated.
Have you
so-
still not seen Raging Bull?
Still haven't seen that one. So that
You
one's
gotta
not.
watch
I
it.
haven't seen that one either. Should I watch that soon, sir?
Yes, it's so underrated. Like it's in my top 3 of his films, and nobody talks about it.
It's on the
Wow.
100 movies list, so I will watch it. And maybe I'll watch
Sweet.
that this week.
I will add it to the 100 movies list. But Raging Bull notwithstanding, I do think I've seen every single other film.
Have you seen The
So-
Departed? I love The
Yes.
Departed.
I
Wait,
haven't
I
seen
love
that movie.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Highly recommend.
Departed. That's
Favorite
with
of his. Yeah.
DiCaprio. So yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. That do so those two notwithstanding, I think Scorsese is pretty.
Have you seen
Pretty overrated.
Silence?
Sounds okay. Well, that one notwithstanding either.
I haven't seen Silence. Yeah.
See, that's another one that I really, really like, especially if you like Andrew Garfield. I think it's a great movie. Really
Yeah.
good.
I know Liam Neeson is also in that one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to check that one out. Let's see. I'm gonna skip some more. Eli Taylor was in here. What's going on? Favorite Best
Sure.
Picture winners. Favorite Best Picture winners. I'm thinking to. I'm gonna have to look these up because I'm not the most well versed in Oscar
Rocky,
knowledge.
I have the poster right over there. Rocky won Best Picture. You've got Forrest Gump. I love that one. Gladiator won Best
Shawshank.
Picture.
Did Shawshank win?
Oh, yeah.
Best
I think
Picture?
Forrest Gump beat Shawshank. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
did
like
it?
and Pulp Fiction,
Yeah.
all 1994. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
yeah, it's insane. And then I also love the older stuff. I like you've got like Casablanca won Best Picture, On the Waterfront. So I like a variety. Sound of Music. There's a lot of great ones. Braveheart.
Parasite was actually a good Best Picture winner.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't
All
mad
right.
about that. I know some people were, but I wasn't mad.
All right, I'm skipping past the 50s and stuff to movies I've actually seen. Where is it at? Yeah, I got to do more skipping.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, another one I watched in like February or March. I
That's on my 100 movies list.
thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen from Jack Nicholson.
Is it like a thriller movie? What kind of movie is that?
It's pretty much a straight up drama, I'd say.
Oh,
like like a hospital drama, not like Grey's Anatomy, but it's more of like a character study. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Was Return of the King that won Best Picture, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Yep, it did.
Okay, Return of the King is definitely like my go-to answer, but I'm looking through more, and yeah, I'd go Return of the King. That'd be my favorite
Also,
Best Picture.
The Departed is one of my favorites. I love that movie, and No Country for Old Men. Those are back to back years.
That's on my. Both of those are on my 100 movies list as well.
I'm excited for you to see them, man. I love them.
No Country is on my list. I think Winter Soldier is amazing and I love it, but when people act like it's some deep, amazing, thought-provoking superhero film with the likes of The Dark Knight, I'm always a little confused. It's great, but come on, Civil War, I think, just hits me more emotionally. Yeah, I gotta agree. Emotionally, I think Civil War is a more impactful film. Winter Soldier is really. Yeah, I wouldn't say it transcends the superhero genre or anything. Like something like Spider-Man 2, like it's not like that. But it is it's definitely like top tier MCU, and it was like one of those films that kind of rejuvenated the entire franchise. But no, I'm with you. It's not like Dark Knight level for me. Would you guys agree?
Are you saying we're talking Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like the best comic book movie of all time. I know some people would say that, but I think it's really, really good. Really good.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was special how I was able to like break the mold of the formulaic kind of films that they were putting out because it's a lot different. I mean, it's a spy espionage thriller. I think that was a pretty good change of pace. It's definitely not as emotional as like Civil War because you got all your favorite heroes fighting each other.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that movie tackled. Definitely not as good as like The Dark Knight. Yeah, he's right, but I still enjoy that movie.
I'm really excited to revisit Civil War. I think I'm trying to do that tonight. So now that I'm like I've gone through everything, I want to see if it like hits me even more impactfully. So we'll see. But now Civil War I think is so good. Spider-Man 2 or Into the Spider-Verse. I know both of your answers is going to be
Into the Spider-Verse for me.
Yeah, but it's so close. It is so
for
close.
me. It is Spider-Man 2 for me. That is my.
What a shocker!
I know, right? Nobody could have guessed that. Spider-Man 2 is. I can't really see a Spider-Man movie ever topping that, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm open to like new movies trying their best, but I don't see it. I don't. Based on. Maybe just based on Far From Home alone, I don't think Spider-Man 3 could get close. But Homecoming. Yeah, I can't see a Spider-Man story like that ever happening again. But that's just me. And who knows, maybe we'll get topped someday. But as of right now, Spider-Man 2 is the one I prefer. Another movie I love and think is great, but don't quite understand the rank of masterpiece is Spider-Verse. Okay, it's awesome, but I don't think it even compares with the first two Raimis. Thank you. And I like Far From Home more. That is a hot take right there. I was with you until Far From Home. I mean, it was you had the ball rolling there, but Far From Home, not for me. But I agree. I think the first two Raimis are better. I think it's an awesome film. I'd maybe give it close to masterpiece status, but there are things that I maybe wanted a little bit more out of it. Would you guys, Jaren? What would you say to that one?
Spider-Verse is my favorite, but I'm not going to say it's perfect. I definitely think out of all of them, Spider-Man 2 is probably the most well-made. It's definitely, like, to me, a masterpiece, especially when it comes to all terms of filmmaking and storytelling. But Spider-Verse has just always been the one. I just really enjoy it. It just, I don't know. I put it on the most often. It's got a really good soundtrack, which, I mean, Spider-Man, all three of those films, they have a great score, but definitely don't agree with them with Far From Home, though.
Yeah. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Spider-Verse is fantastic, and the fact that it's animated like a comic book really does elevate it. And I think the story of Miles and seeing all of that with Uncle Aaron is very gut-wrenching, and that is his Uncle Ben. So I really think that story resonates with newer audiences. I think that it deserves all the praise, but Far From Home over it, I disagree.
Oh yeah. Far From Home is, the more I think about that film, the more I can just like pick it apart. Like I can nitpick the crap out of that film. But yeah, I will agree it's very rewatchable. I think I've seen it like 4 times this year alone. So I do watch it a lot. I'm trying to give like a break so I just don't get overwhelmed by it. But yeah, I don't think it's not. I would have liked to seen, like, I love the fact that it is like focused on the message of like what it means to wear the mask, and like how anybody can wear the mask. I love that aspect. But then like if you go into like something like Spider-Man 2, I would have liked to see maybe like what's the cost of wearing the mask. So there are things like you can do more. And I hope the sequel dives into it more. This was just like the introduction, like Miles becoming Spider-Man. Maybe now we get to see how that affects his life, because that's kind of like the whole tale is like you have this great power, but it's not like it's actually going to make your life worse in a way, and you're going to be burdened with all this responsibility. So there's a lot of things they could have done, but it's close to masterpiece status, and it's really good. I'm not trying to hate on the movie by putting it low, like below my number 2 spot or anything. Ewan Morfield saying top 3 Marvel movies for me: Howard the Duck, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and the 90s Fantastic Four. That is the holy trilogy, the holy trinity right there.
Yeah, more power to you.
You forgot Fantastic Four 2015. Yes, the one film that was universally accepted as being the greatest superhero film of all time. Fantastic.
I thought it was called Fan-4-Stick. Yeah,
it is called Fan-4-Stick.
Fantastic
You don't call it
Four.
Fantastic Four. That is
Never saw it. Yeah,
you never saw Fan-4-Stick.
Never saw Fan-4-Stick.
Yeah, you're not missing out.
Yeah.
No, you are missing out. That is the best film of 2015 right there.
Watch Whiplash and then watch Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
See two
I think they
completely
compete for
different
best
Miles
of the decade,
Teller.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan-4-Stick. You call it Fan-4-Stick because that's what they put on their posters. So it's technically what they want us to call the film, if that's what they're putting on their posters. But no, Fan-4-Stick is definitely top 5 Marvel movies for sure. Why does literally everyone think Captain America: The Winter Soldier is better than Thor: Ragnarok? Do you agree with me that Thor: Ragnarok is better? I will disagree, maybe. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I'll agree that Thor: Ragnarok is slightly better, but I haven't seen it in a while. I think that's out in like January, so maybe my mind will change. But as of right now, I'll agree with you. But it could be a different answer, like if you ask me another time. Chris, do you agree?
I think Winter Soldier's better. I think it's a few spots higher in my MCU ranking. I like Ragnarok, but there is a lot of improv in that movie, and it's funny, but I think Winter Soldier is the more tight story, the better action and all that. So I'd have to give Winter Soldier the edge.
Jaren, do you agree or disagree?
I have a hard time comparing the two, honestly, because they're really different. But I guess I agree that the Winter Soldier is probably better put together. It takes itself a little more seriously, but then again, it just depends on what you're feeling at that certain time. Like I can throw in on either of them. Yeah, it's hard for me to compare. I guess I would agree that Winter Soldier is better, but Yeah,
I will say though, I'd put Guardians 1 over both. I will say that.
agreed.
I think that I'd put them both over Guardians 1. I still love Guardians 1,
Wow.
but it's like 8, I think, or in my ranking, and I think Ragnarok might be 7 or something like that. Winter Soldier's 5, I want to say. So yeah, they're all very close.
Very close indeed. Chris, I know you're gonna like this question. Favorite scene from Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. You want to take this one first?
I shall. I love the opening like 30 minutes when Captain Jack arrives, and then his escape is the best when him and Will Turner take the ship. I love that, and then of course the whole ending on Ilsa Cruces, or no, that's Dead Man's Chest. Sorry, Isla de Muerta, with the Aztec chest and with the whole sword fight and everything, paralleled with the fight on the boat with Norrington and all that. It's all great. I love that movie.
Jaren, what's your pick for this?
It's been so many years, so I'll just go with that. Yeah, everything Chris said, that's
Yeah.
it's totally my favorite. Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure. I haven't seen it in like a good 3 months, I'd say, but not the biggest. I haven't seen any of the movies, and that was like my first time watching. I can't remember too much about it. I'd go maybe that final fight, I guess. I forgot the antagonist's name, but between Jack Sparrow and whoever the other guy was.
Yeah,
Barbosa. Yes,
Yeah.
Barbosa. That final fight I like quite a bit. So I'd go with that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Which kids network is more nostalgic for you people? Nickelodeon, PBS Kids, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, or Disney XD? I guess I'll start with this. I'd go Disney Channel. I'll just rank them based off nostalgia. So I'd go Disney Channel, then Cartoon Network, then Disney X. Well, actually, no. PBS Kids was kind of my jam. So maybe Okay. PBS Kids, then Disney Channel, then Cartoon Network, then XD, and then Nickelodeon. I barely watched. So except for like SpongeBob, I'd go Nickelodeon is the bottom. Jaren, what would you say?
You gotta show some love for Clifford the Big Red Dog. PBS is probably my top pick. Then it goes Nickelodeon because I absolutely love like Drake and Josh and all those shows.
Yes.
Then Cartoon Network, then Disney Channel, then Disney XD. I don't even remember any show on Disney XD except for
Wow.
Zeke and Luther. I don't
great
know
one.
if either of you guys know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish they put that on Disney Plus, to be honest, because I would watch that show again. But yeah, that's my ranking.
For me, nostalgia-wise, I'd probably have to say the trio for me was obviously Nick, Cartoon Network, and Disney. They're all like tied. I can't differentiate. I know that's like cheating. I don't really care. And then Disney XD was just behind those. They had this show called like Aaron Stone. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Oh my gosh, I used to play the
yeah.
computer game all the time.
Yeah, that show was actually pretty good. And they had Pair of Kings too.
Yes,
I enjoyed that show.
I love that show.
And then PBS Kids, I never really watched, or at least I don't remember watching it. So I'll go with that.
I watched a ton of Arthur on PBS.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know if this was on PBS, but I watched Curious George a lot. So
It was, yeah.
It was okay. So that was another one. I'm thinking I never got into Clifford, but it was fine.
A lot of my childhood, I didn't have cable, so like PBS Kids is that free channel that was always on. So like when I couldn't watch Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, that's the one I would watch because it was just available.
I watched a lot of on Disney XD. I also watched Kickin' It. That was fairly recent.
Yeah.
And
That's not
Lab
bad.
Rats.
I watched some that. Did you watch I'm with the Band? That's a throwback show right there. I don't know if any of y'all have seen it. It was on Disney XD, I think.
Was it the same mom that played with the mom in that show played the mom in Dog with a Vlog or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. The dog show. But
I remember Dog with the Blog. I watched that for like 2 seasons. I didn't watch
It was so terrible.
It was okay. I liked the dog, but other than that, it was
I like the
fine.
brother because he was in Lemonade Mouth.
Yes, I like the brother, yeah. What's his name? Blake something?
Blake Mitchell or something like that.
Yeah, he was in Lemonade Mouth, which I really like Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. Thanks for that trip down memory lane, Stranger Boy. Latin remake was 6 out of 10 at best. There comes AJ with the unpopular opinions. I wouldn't give it 6 out of 10. I'd give it 6.5. There you go. Just tad bit above what you'd give it, but it was good. I liked it. It wasn't bad. Who's your top 5 movie reviewer friends? That's what I'm calling them. Chris, who are your top 5?
Throw me under the bus. I don't really want to pick 5 because there's so many. Anyone
That's
who's
true.
ever like I've interacted with, like obviously you guys, Trevor, AJ, like Ryan O'Toole, Colin, all of these people. Like I'm probably forgetting some off the top of my head. Jack from Film Fanatic, like I'm probably forgetting some. Chris Hurtado, Nathan Jones. I keep going. You get the point, but I like everyone.
You're a 9. You're a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. I'm not gonna give you like top 5. Like these are the ones I like, and I don't like these guys. I'd go like 5 out of like the group that I can just like remember. There's Trevor, you, Chris, Jaren. There's Colin. I've chatted with Ryan. I've never actually interacted with him. There's Elliot from Movie Files.
Of course.
I'm going beyond 5. I'm not limiting myself.
I don't think either of you guys have mentioned AJ yet. I bet he feels terrible.
No, I said AJ.
Oh,
AJ.
did you really? Okay.
There's AJ. Did I say Jaren? I don't know if I said Jaren.
Max talks movies. Come on.
Max talks
I talk
movies.
to him all the time on Instagram.
Who's Ian Bigwood, big Spider-Man guy. I interact with him. Then there's
Nathan Hale, and Nick Acosta.
I was about to say him.
I talked to
Talking TV
really
guys. Cool, the guys from Talking TV, Chris and Dom, and so yeah, there's way more than 5. So glad we answered your question incorrectly. Least favorite popular franchise. Nobody's gonna like this answer, but I'll go Star Wars.
Okay. The DCEU for me. That's popular. It makes money. So,
Jaren?
The Matrix.
Okay.
Sure.
That's fair. Yeah. Interesting pick. Let's go. I watched Age of Ultron yesterday, and there's a decent bit that is better than the first. Better action, more character development. Like the look of it, but it's way too messy. I did like a live review of it because I was like going like not up to date with my schedule, so I did that and Ant-Man together. But I really like that movie. It's still like top 15, I want to say, and it's not my favorite so far, but I like it way more than the first. I will agree it's got a lot of stuff going on, so it can get a little messy, but I actually wouldn't say I like the look of it more. I think I like the colors in one a little bit better. But other than that, it's I'd say it's better action for sure. I really like the action.
I think that it's also in my top 15.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. Maybe 15, but it's still the Avengers, and you get to see them hanging out. That's what I love about the movie. You get to see the team at work together.
There's a couple times to where I felt like I was lost in the plot, like I had to catch up. But other than that, yeah, I've always enjoyed it better than the original. I know it's got its problems, but I still enjoy it a lot.
Robert Correa saying, Chris, have you watched From Dusk Till Dawn? It's written by Tarantino. Have you?
No, but I think that's the movie with George Clooney where they're like vampire. It involves vampires, I want to say. I have not seen that one. No.
I forgot about Good Will Hunting. That's actually my favorite from the 90s. Okay, AJ, Far From Home isn't that bad. I'm with you, Chris.
I respect your wrong opinion.
Yeah, it's okay. Not everybody can be right all the time. So it's okay. Sometimes we just gotta take an L and just give our wrong opinion.
Yep. I am completely wrong for liking that movie.
Yeah, you are incorrect. You have to agree with me on this. Because
I do.
My opinion is the only one that matters. I think
Twitter is the way and I have to go to Twitter and argue with you on it now.
Yes, exactly. Please do. I'm not gonna argue with AJ on this. I don't want to go on tangents. I did that on Jaren's stream, so
yeah.
Let's move on. Film Fanatic saying, yeah, I think every Spider-Man movie is at least a 7.5 out of 10. No, I'd go Homecoming lower than that. I'd go Far From Home a lot lower than that. Jaren, do you agree with this?
Maybe like a 5 out of 10 at the lowest. I can't say at least 7 out of 5 or 7.5 out of 10. I can't say
Yeah.
that. No.
Yeah, Chris, do you
I don't
agree?
even know because I haven't revisited the Amazing Spider movies, but they aren't fresh for me. So somewhere around there, probably 5, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go at least 7.5. I'd go minimum 4. They're all at least a 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd put Far From Home pretty low.
Wow.
Yep, a lot of catching to do. Oh crap, a lot of catching to do. Okay, number one superhero fan saying, I'm going to get Sean Chandler to notice you guys. Well, I appreciate it. Let's just keep it a surprise. And when he does notice us, then you can let me know what you did.
Have you guys not talked to him before?
We've never like interacted, but like
I've never even messaged him or anything. No.
He's super nice. Like you said, he always answers to DMs, but like we have conversations every once in a while. I want to try to get him on my channel, but I doubt he'll say yes. But I don't know. He said
I
yes.
think you should just shoot your shot. You should just try it. Yeah.
I know you were going to have him one time, but he had something come up. But
that's true. That's right. I was gonna ask him on a live stream, but his wife had some kind of video conference and their internet sucks. Maybe, possibly.
Possibly. Yeah, I've actually had quite a few conversations with him, but not in person. But I've interacted with him. He is nice. Okay, Star Wars or Ghostbusters? I pick Ghostbusters. I've never seen
Star Wars, and it's not even close for me. I don't like the Ghostbusters that much.
I haven't seen Ghostbusters, any of them. So Star Wars automatically, I guess. Jaren.
Second one's bad. Remake, mediocre. First one, it's okay. It has its moments. I definitely go Star Wars as well. I think it's one of the most overhyped franchises, if I'm being honest.
Joey's Movie Block saying, hello there, in Obi-Wan's voice. All right. Eddie is saying, what's the last movie you watched? Currently watching Perks of Being a Wallflower. Well, the last movie I watched was Suicide Squad. Chris, think you can one-up that?
Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides. Not a great movie. I rewatched it I'm doing a Pirates ranking, and that was the 4th one, and it's just not that good.
Jaren?
I watched Warrior last night, and it solidified it as my favorite sports movie of all time. I love the movie so much. I was crying. I had more of a reaction watching it the second time than I did the first time. It just gets better and better.
Wish I could say the same about Suicide Squad. I know you have a personal vendetta against that.
I have a serious issue with Suicide Squad.
Eli Taylor saying favorite action scene in a movie. So we're going all time here. I'll go later. Jaren, what do you have to say for this?
I'm trying to think. Really, anything in Mission Impossible Fallout? It's hard to pick like a number one. There's so many great scenes out there. Yeah. Those are the ones that are like most memorable, like all the way around. Like Tom Cruise jumped in the building, he broke his foot and kept running. Like I don't know if you call that action. I guess I would. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Chris,
the entirety of Die Hard.
Yeah,
I think that there's so many great ones in there. I'll go with that. Yeah,
I'll go. It's not like my all-time favorite or anything, but I'd go the scene in First Blood, which is probably like my favorite action film, where he's dangling off the cliff and the helicopters firing at him. I don't know if you can remember that scene, but that was pretty intense. Colin Williams saying most offensive movie you've ever seen. Grown Ups 2 is a disgrace, and if you like that movie, you're just wrong. I'd go with offensive.
Sausage Party.
I've never
seen Sausage Party. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't get offended. I was just like, what am I watching?
Yeah, I wasn't offended, but I think it's like the most offensive movie that like the genuine person could probably get offended by, like the general people. The ending especially. My goodness.
If we're I don't know. I haven't seen like any offensive films, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't really have an answer. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer. Jaren?
I haven't ever gotten offended at a movie. I'm trying to think of other ones that maybe other people got offended. maybe American History X. Something that's like so violent that people just like can barely watch it, like that turns them away. I don't know. I don't have a specific answer. Maybe Natural Born Killers, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's see. Max saying a favorite vegetable. I'll go with, I don't know, carrots maybe.
That's
Chris?
a good one.
I'm gonna have to say Brussels sprouts. They're amazing. If you get them like, and you air fry them, like they're so good. And if you put them in the oven, they get a little crispy on the outside. Delicious.
Brussels sprouts wrapped in bacon are so good. That's
They
like the
are.
most
They are.
underrated vegetable. People sleep on Brussels
Yes,
sprouts. I
they
gotta
really
go
do.
with I gotta go with either asparagus or broccoli. But then Brussels
Broccoli's
sprouts
good.
is up there too for sure.
I'll go carrots. I'll go carrots. It's a solid pick. GGCat59 saying, I just watched Shazam. It was really great. Have you guys seen it, and what do you think? I have seen it. That is my favorite DCEU film, and I really, really like it. That's probably top 10 favorite comic book movies for me. Jaren.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's very enjoyable. I have a lot of fun with it. It's probably like my top 3 DCEU. Yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure.
Which ones do you like more than it in the DCEU?
Birds of Prey and actually I'd say it's number 4 because my top 3 is Birds of Prey, Batman v Superman, and Man of Steel.
Batman v Superman. Okay.
I know you hate that movie so much, but I love it.
Chris.
I've been detached from the DCEU since Justice League. I have not seen a single movie they've put out, so I have not seen Shazam. Maybe I'll do like a catch up where I watch Aquaman, Birds of Prey, Shazam, and then maybe there's another one I missed in there somewhere. But yeah, I need to watch them probably soon. I will maybe.
I loved Shazam. So good. Joey's Movie Blog saying, I've been a PlayStation person since I was in 2nd grade. I think I might have to, I wouldn't say like exactly 2nd grade because I'd have to think about that, but I've had every console following. I don't think I had the 1, but I've had everything since the PS2. So I've had the 2, 3, 4, and now I'll probably have the 5. Jaren, I don't know what you can, I guess this is just like a one answer for that. Favorite movie starting with the letter J, excluding Jaws, Joker, and Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna cheat and look at my J section in my Blu-rays.
I will do that as well.
I'm just gonna look on Google.
Jackie Brown, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Very underrated movie.
Yes.
John Wick 2. Let's go with that.
Okay, let me search this up on the Google. Let's see. He said not Jaws, Joker, or Jurassic Park. Crap.
Justice League.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So good.
You know what? I'm gonna go Jackie Brown as well.
Yeah,
All
it's a really
right.
solid Tarantino movie.
Let's see. Hot take you've never heard an insane person say. Like, imagine saying 2019 Lion King is better than the 1994 one. So like hot take I've never heard.
Does he mean hottest take you have heard?
Maybe. Yes, that's probably what he means. Yes. So hottest take that an insane person did not say, meaning it's a very, very hot take, but the person is sane.
Yeah, I was thinking he meant like, what's the hottest take you've never heard? Like, what's a take so ridiculous that you've never heard someone say it? Because I don't think anyone's ever said 2019 Lion King's better.
Yeah,
So,
no.
like, yeah, I mean, I've never heard. It's kind of like I've never heard someone say that. I don't even know. Death Proof is Quentin Tarantino's best movie. Like, I've never heard that, so I guess I'll go with that.
I've never heard someone say that. I've never heard anyone say The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, that's not true. This is harder than. Okay, I've never heard anyone say that. I don't know, Jaren, you go. I'm stalling here.
It's kind of an odd question, like to give like a really good answer. I've never heard anybody say Solo is the greatest Star Wars movie. I'll just say
Nor
that.
have I. So yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Um, I'm I'm I've never heard anyone say Thor: The Dark World is the greatest MCU movie. So there's that. Um, if we're doing hottest take I have heard, then that would be someone saying, well, I know number one superhero fan saying Far From Home is his favorite Spider-Man movie. I've heard people say MCU films are better than Spider-Man 2, which that I disagree with that.
Yeah, I've heard people say that Spider-Man 2 is the worst Spider-Man movie.
Wow.
That reminds me, Ryan from Nerdy Blur, he
Mhm.
has that at like his number 7 spot. So that's
This is kind of a weird one. I know somebody that thinks that Annabelle, you know that what was it? I think it's the first one. I don't know when
Yeah.
it came out. I heard somebody say that Annabelle was better than The Exorcist. That's
I've
pretty
seen
wild
neither of
one.
those films.
Really?
Really, yeah. I'm not into that kind of horror personally, but I mean, I've heard The Exorcist is an all-time classic in the genre, so I don't know how someone could have that take.
Yeah.
Phil Fanatic saying top 3 MCU movies, and I'm not kidding, but mine are 1 Iron Man 3, number 2 Iron Man 1, and number 3 Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is probably at the bottom for me. That's my least favorite MCU film. 1 is top 10 for sure, and 3 is probably top 15, maybe top 10. But my top
That's
3,
definitely unique.
it's a unique one, yeah. My number 1 is Endgame. My number 2 at the moment is probably Civil War, and my number 3 is maybe Ragnarok, but I could swap that with Winter Soldier. Jaren.
So we're okay. Top 3. My top 3 is Endgame, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, the first one.
I forgot about that. I might put Guardians above Ragnarok, so that'd be my top 3. Chris.
Yeah, I'd go Endgame 1, Infinity War 2, and Iron Man 1 would be number 3.
Yeah, that's a solid list. Where are we at? Okay, so number 1 superhero fan saying, by item I mean merchandise and plushies and all that stuff. So Disney merchandise.
He said
Yoda.
Disney Plus, yeah. So Baby Yoda.
Baby
for sure.
Yoda. Yeah.
Baby Yoda. All right. What's a Blu-ray you bought that you have not watched yet? I have had Creed and Creed 2 on my shelf for over a year and have not seen either. I've had Dunkirk since February. Haven't watched that.
So good.
I think I've had Mission Impossible 1 since last June, and I still haven't opened it. I've seen the movie, but I haven't opened that one. And I've had, I'm thinking of more. I'm gonna look over. Chris, you want to go?
Yeah, I've seen Incredibles 2 in theaters, but I haven't watched the Blu-ray, and I've had it since the Black Friday of 2018. So I'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
I was just gonna say, for me, normally when I buy movies, I have the tendency to watch them the night I pick them up. So I've actually seen every movie in my Blu-ray collection.
I've also had Doctor Strange for like months, so I've seen it, but I haven't opened it up on Blu-ray. So good question. We should all go to Disney since I basically live right by there. LOL. That would be a fun trip. Let's do it.
I love Disney. Yeah.
Yes, everybody loves Disney.
It's the happiest place on earth.
That's true. Thoughts on Back to the Future? It is great. It's really good.
Such a classic.
All-time classic, yeah.
Do you collect steelbooks? Which is your favorite? I love Whiplash, Knives Out, Spider-Man, Homecoming, to name a few. That's funny you mentioned Whiplash because I could have gotten that one for like $7, but I didn't, and I skipped. I don't know why I did, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. So I really wanted that one, but I actually have the Homecoming one. I'm not gonna get up to get it, but it's pretty cool. That might be my favorite one, if I'm being honest. Chris.
I love my La La Land steelbook. I'll show you. It's right here.
I'm so jealous you have that. I missed out on that. It's so
nice.
beautiful.
It's It's my favorite. It's the one I always show off when people ask about Steelbook. It's my favorite. The white and blue, it just looks so well together.
Oh
So
yeah,
clean.
Jaren.
For me, it's this one. It's the the original Invisible Man on Steelbook. It's got
Ooh.
like that classic thing right there. I don't know. It's really cool, and it has a
Where'd you
slip
find
cover
that? That's
too.
pretty awesome.
I actually got it on Amazon. It was only
Okay.
like $15 or something. Yeah, I
That's
thought it
sweet.
looked
Have
really,
you
really
watched
cool.
it? Have you watched
Yeah,
that movie? That's cool.
I like the
Yeah.
new one a lot better.
Yeah.
But this old one, it's definitely out of all the Universal monster movies, it's definitely my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Who's Martin? Haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel, dude. Thoughts on the 1999 House on Haunted Hill? Incredible visuals from atmosphere, aesthetic, and story. The last classic horror in my opinion. Have you guys seen that? I haven't seen that.
I have not.
Unfortunately, not. Yeah, I'm not a crazy big horror guy.
Same here. So yeah, haven't seen it. Couldn't comment. He also says Scream 5. What do you think of the idea? I genuinely think they will go back to basics like the first. Hopefully, no politics. Haven't seen any of the Scream films, so can't comment on that one either. Have you guys seen any of them?
I've seen the first Scream, and I think it's a super original movie. Like, it's probably one of the better horror movies I've seen, but I haven't seen the rest of them.
I've seen all of them. It's like one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite horror movie franchise. I think the first one's like a classic because it actually has callbacks to like over 27 different movies, which is pretty cool if you can pick them all out. Scream 5, I'm excited for it, especially that a lot of the original cast is coming back. I will say I agree. Hopefully no politics because I hate all the political agendas that have to be thrown into entertainment. Just keep it separate, in my opinion. I won't go too much into that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Stranger Boy saying Pee-wee or Mr. Bean. He picks Pee-wee. I'd go Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I'll go with him. I've seen neither of their like movies or anything, so Mr. Bean.
I'd go Mr. Bean as well, but it's just because Pee-wee, the guy who played him, is like a child molester, so
Yeah.
I kind of got creeped out after I saw his stuff and found that out. So, yeah.
I did not know that, so thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean is I actually watched a lot of stuff, and it's actually on Hulu, the TV show. So I was watching that not too long ago, and it's fun. I like Mr. Bean. I never really got into Pee-wee. Where are we at? Film Fanatic saying, I figured out how to tell if a movie is perfect. If you watch a movie over and over again and you have little nitpicks, it's not perfect. But if you watch a film over and over again and don't find mistakes, it's perfect. Would you agree with that, Jaren?
Okay, so I guess Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is perfect. Okay, good to know. All right, yeah. that's good.
Yeah, that is. I love that movie, and I can rewatch it all the time. So yeah, rewatchability is huge for me.
Oh yeah, Chris. So would you say watching a movie over and again, not finding mistakes, makes it perfect?
Close to it, yes, I would say so. If you still have like a small issue, though, it can't. I don't know if it's perfect, but sometimes I'll think a movie's perfect. Like I'll give it a 5 out of 5, even if there's like a nitpick. I'll look past it. If it's just something I personally disagree with, but it serves the overall story, then yeah, I'd give it a 5-star rating.
Stranger Boy saying there's going to be a live action Clifford the Big Red Dog. I know about that. I think I saw a set photo, and I'm hyped more than Endgame. I'm really hyped. This is going to be something else.
The film of the century, yes, is gonna blow everyone's minds.
Yep.
Yes, it's gonna be something special. I can already tell. Ewan Morfield saying favorite childhood shows. Mine were SpongeBob, Ben 10, and Phineas and Ferb. I gotta agree with Ben 10. Ben 10 is my jam. Still is.
I mean, that show's so good.
I remember watching it. It was pretty good. I wasn't like a huge fan, but I liked the episodes that I saw.
I like really dived into that lore, like even with all the future shows, and I'm still really mad that they rebooted it, and like all that history just went away.
It's one of the few shows that all the spin-offs they did were actually kind of, in my opinion, just as good as the original. I thought there was a lot of great things about them.
Oh yeah, I think my favorite is probably Ultimate, which was
that's mine as well. Yeah.
And then I'd go probably I got the original, then Alien Force, and then Omniverse. I still liked the recent one, That was the one before they rebooted it. But Ben 10 was really good. And then SpongeBob classic Phineas and Ferb, I watched a lot as well. Chris, would you agree with our lists?
I watched the Clone Wars on Cartoon Network all the time. Sometimes it would come on Friday nights, and I would record it and watch it Saturday morning or watch it Friday night. So that was one of my favorites. Drake and Josh, of course. I loved that show so much. It's hilarious. And then I watched like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I actually liked Hannah Montana. I don't care if anyone judges me.
I did too.
That show's
Okay,
good.
I can come out of the closet now. I'm so glad somebody else said that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hannah Montana is a good show.
And the
It's
movie was
good.
good too.
I haven't seen the movie for some reason, but I might watch that soon. But yeah, and I liked like iCarly as well. All those shows.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even
I watched
Steven's
iCarly.
another one.
I watched iCarly. It was solid. I remember I'm the Band, Chris. That show was so underrated. Or I'm in the Band. Never saw it.
It was pretty dang funny for a Disney show. Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb or Kick Buttowski, for me, it's tied. I never got into Kick Buttowski. I'd go
Phineas and Ferb all day for me.
Phineas and Ferb, yeah. I watched Kick Buttowski though. I kind of liked it.
Every now and then I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I really like the movie, the Across the Second Dimension. I think I really like that movie. Can someone explain why Lord of the Rings needs to be so long to just throw a ring in a fire? Well, Martin is saying it's a journey, so gotta agree with that.
He's underplaying it a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise, but I definitely see why they had to do a lot of the things. It's not for me, but yeah, he's definitely underplaying it.
I think they're based on books that are extremely long and have a lot of lore and world building. So I think that the 3-hour runtime essentially for all of the regular editions I think that it suits the films because they're these epic movies and there's so many characters. You want to do them justice. So I think that it fits. I think it fits.
Yeah. Let's see. When I said offensive movie, I meant like offensively bad, not controversial. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't say anything, but I was like, maybe he means like so bad it's offensive. Which is why I guess you put Grown Ups too, because there's nothing like controversial in that film. If we're doing that, then so bad it's offensive. I'll go.
I can't think of any really.
Cat's a great one.
Yeah, I know you love it.
No, I mean like that's a good pick. No, I'm not gonna even pretend to like that movie. I hated it. When I saw that in the theater, I was the only person there. It was so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I bet it was.
I for some reason like finishing films, but I saw Cats 2 times. The first time I walked out 20 minutes in, and then the second time I sat through till the end.
Did you pay for it?
Of course I paid for it. Yes.
You don't have like A-list or anything?
Well, yeah. Like it was like I was technically I had A-list, but I was technically paying for it, but I wasn't actually. So it was technically a free movie.
Okay, as long as you didn't pay like full price for tickets twice. I was gonna say, I respect you, but you're crazy. I
mean, I still like, I paid a lot of like patience, like going through that film again. So it's not like it was cost free. But no, that was like the only 2019 film that I gave 3 thumbs down to. So yeah, pretty bad. Let's see where I'm gonna skip some again. Stacy's in here. Favorite independent movie. Off the top of my head, I'll go Memento because that's pretty independent for the time it came out in. Chris?
Saw. It was not the original Saw. It was not backed by like a major studio or anything. Like James Wan made a production company to make the movie, and then it became one of the biggest horror franchises. But the first Saw movie has just grown on me so much since I saw it. It's very much just this mystery to the very end, and I love it. It's not even that gory. I've watched 2 and 3, and they get really, really over the top with the traps. But the first Saw, I dig a lot.
Jaren.
You know, I might have to say Perks of Being a Wallflower. Is that an independent movie? Is it?
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
I'm unsure of like who the production company is and all that, but
because I know it's considered like an indie film. I don't know if that's the same thing. I want to look it up because I want to give a better answer.
I'm pretty sure Memento was like his second film, so he wasn't too well known at that time, but it was because of that film that he kind of was projected forward. Um, that was a second film, and then he did Insomnia after. So Memento is probably my pick. It's like I rewatched it recently, and it's still I still notice like little details, like kind of a spoiler. Has everybody here seen it on the panel?
Yeah.
Seen which one?
Memento.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give a spoiler warning to everybody watching. If you have not seen Memento, you might want to mute it for a little bit. But I like at the end it's revealed because he took the suit off the guy he killed. So like towards everything that's in black and white is moving forward, but it's before the movie actually starts. And so when he puts on his clothes, it's like not the same clothes as what he has on for most of the film, because that's what you're seeing after he kills that guy. It's confusing, but it's really fun to notice, and it's like kind of like an Easter egg. So I love Memento. That's like it's pretty high up there for me. I love it.
Have you guys seen Following?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I the only one that thinks like people don't give that movie enough credit?
It's pretty
really
good.
like
It's pretty good.
I really
For
like it.
a first movie, it is insanely good.
And you can
Like,
definitely
just
see that
tell early on.
what
Yeah.
he wanted to do with Memento in that movie. He just didn't have the
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
I think it just gets kind of like I don't like the production on that film because it's like kind of hard to hear at times what's going on, and it's shot pretty well other than that, but I just think the audio kind of messes it up for me, and it gets kind of not hard to not hard to follow along. It's just like it's kind of like the seeds from Memento are planted in that film, but it is good. It's really good. It's a solid ending for sure. Stranger Boy saying is high school fun. Sure. Whatever you need to hear.
I guess.
Yeah, it was fun. Senior year was a lot of fun.
Are you a senior now, certain?
No, I'm a junior now.
Oh, okay. I'm a senior. Okay. Wait, I thought we were the same age.
We are, which is why I'm really confused why you're a senior.
Oh, okay. I don't
Maybe
know.
it's Georgia. I don't know. I will say high school is way better than middle school, at least for me.
Significantly.
Yeah, I hated middle school, so there's that. So hopefully you like it, Stranger Boy. Film Fanatic saying, like for me, Return of the King is my favorite movie of all time, but we're about Shawshank, which is perfect because I don't find any nitpicks in it. Yeah, I'd say there are films that are better than my favorite film of all time, but my favorite film of all time is just like more connect. I just connect with it more. So
What is your favorite film of all time, certain?
I will not say right now. I will not say. I'm still hyping it up. I still got to build up. I thought I was
Months
close
in the making.
Oh yeah. I've been talking about this since like April, so it's getting kind of drawn out at this point. But I'm close to finishing the top 50. I thought I was like over 40, but then I like removed like 5 films because I was like, I don't really want to put them in there. So
Yeah.
I'm like 38 in. So there's that. Let's see. Wasn't too crazy about iCarly. Interesting.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially Spencer. Spencer is so funny.
Yes, I really like Spencer. We're almost caught up here. I'm sorry, but I really liked Cats. I'm not. I hated it.
Never saw it. Yeah, like I said.
Yeah, it was a bad experience. Like, because the only reason I even went to see that film was like everybody was like, "Oh, this is so bad. It's an experience." And I watched it. I'm like, "This is not experience. Like, this is just boring. Like, I just don't like this film. This is just really bad." Like, I would much rather watch something like The Fanatic or The Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's where it's at.
The Room, yeah.
The Room. Cats was just like Cats does not compare with those films. Like all 3 are generally bad, but Fanatic and Room are like way more entertaining. So let's see. Chris, Whiplash is independent. Do you like Saw more? Perks is independent. Okay, well, Perks is independent. I haven't seen it, but Jaren, there's your answer.
Well, if Whiplash is independent, I take back my answer, and my
Me
answer is
too,
Whiplash.
Me too.
Yeah. I might.
I know that's Sony Pictures Classic, so it's like it's like one of the divisions of Sony. But if it is independent, then yes, I'd go with Whiplash, of course, or Good Will Hunting if that's technically a.
That's definitely
film.
independent. I would definitely consider that one.
One of those.
I know Whiplash is based off a short film, if I'm not mistaken. It was like a Damien Chazelle short film, and he, that's like all I know. It was just like he made that short film, and then he kind of did that film. But it's a great. That's his first movie, right?
Whiplash.
Yeah.
He had a movie before, but I count Whiplash as his first. It was like
Yeah.
something about a park bench. Yeah.
Right. So if it is his first, then it's a pretty directorial debut. Top 3 fair movies that came out the year you were born. For me, it's Hot Rod, The Sandlot, Heading Home, and a tie between High School Musical 2 and Superbad. 2003. So I'm gonna
High School
think-
Musical 2 and Superbad. Those are very identical, so I see where you're coming from.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Chris, do you have an answer off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do. Fight Club, probably. Definitely, actually. Fight Club, I think American Beauty is one of my favorites from that year. It's a movie that keeps drawing me back in. I need to buy the Blu-ray. I think that's going to be in my next haul, probably. I've seen it twice, but my roommate freshman year loved it, so we watched it like twice, I think. And then, honestly, just because of how much I've rewatched it, it's not one of the better movies from this year, but the Phantom Menace, I don't care. I enjoy that movie. I really do. And the childhood nostalgia is a major thing with it, so I'll go with that. Little variety.
That's good.
Jaren, any picks?
I'd say my favorite from that year has got to be School of Rock. Also Kill Bill, and trying to think of another one. Honestly, Bruce Almighty. I had a lot of fun with that movie.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
2003.
I'd go number 1, probably Return of the King, and then there's probably Kill Bill Volume 1. And I just recently found out about this James Mangold film called Identity. So I want to watch that one. So that's
a really good movie.
Yeah, I want to watch that one because I had no idea it even existed. But I was just like looking up movies with plot twists, and that showed up. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it because I love plot twist movies. So that is on my watch list now. Let's go. Is college fun, Chris?
Yeah, it's pretty fun if you like find your people and all that, and you get a lot of freedom and a lot of time. Like in high school, I played lacrosse, so I was busy from 6 a.m. when I would wake up, and then school started like 7:24, and then at 2:10 p.m. it would end, and I would have like, especially during the cross season, practice or games. I wouldn't get back to like 8 or 9 some nights, and then I'd have homework. So there's a lot more downtime, which I figured out I have more time to do stuff on my own. So yeah, it's fun. But I don't think it's not for like everyone. If there's other things you want to pursue, there's other options besides college,
I've always wondered, because I know you go to UGA, and I know you're a UGA football fan.
Yeah.
I've always been curious, like, do you get to, when Fromm was still there and stuff, did you get to see him and Chubb and all them, like, walking around campus? And, like, could you talk to him, or was it like, I don't know. Do they have their fan bases? It's so weird.
They like congregate at this one area. Like, I swear they do. I saw DeAndre Swift like various times. Like, I walked past him, and like I would see like Jordan Davis a ton. He's on like the D line. But I have never like talked to any of them. Like, people just don't really talk to them, but they're kind of
people
like,
ask for their autographs there?
No, no.
Okay, I was
No.
gonna say that'd be kind of weird.
I would like to get an autograph, but I'm not going to. But
Yeah.
You see them on campus, but they kind of just do their own thing,
That's cool.
Yeah. They have like scooters they get to ride around on. I'm not kidding.
So they're like way more privileged than everybody else just because they're on the football team?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Eli's hosting favorite Christmas movies. Number one is Die Hard. That's my answer.
Nice
Jaren.
answer.
My favorite is It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a great one. I have the Blu-ray. I might do a review of that this year. But mine is Home Alone 1 and 2. I love them both. And then Elf and Die Hard 2. All those are great.
Home Alone 2 is a close second. I like that more than number one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then probably the final one we'll take. JK saying, "Yo, I'm not able to be in the chat since I'm on vacation, but just wanted to jump in and say good job to all you guys." Well, I do appreciate that. I do. Oh,
Thank you.
crap, a bunch of questions. All right, we'll take one more. We'll take him from Elliot. What's going on, dude?
What's up, Elliot?
Which director can do it better? Christopher Nolan v. Denis Villeneuve. Genres: rom-coms, horror, comedy, musical. Same for Martin Scorsese v. Tarantino. Very good question. Very good question. Let's see. Nolan versus Villeneuve for rom-com. What are you guys thinking? I'm thinking
Villeneuve for me.
rom-com. Yeah, probably Villeneuve. Yeah.
See,
Actually,
I'd
I
have to
take
go
that
Nolan.
I take that back. I just started thinking about more of his films, and Nolan.
Yeah, Villeneuve kind of has way more of a spectacle on all of his films, but Nolan's one of those dudes who's like he started off. He was very well. I guess no, that's so hard because Villeneuve he did Enemy, right? Like he's done smaller films.
Yeah, the thing is though, Nolan can make me laugh in movies and makes me feel
Yeah.
like I don't think I've ever laughed in a Villeneuve film.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think of like the quippy liners with like Batman and stuff. He could definitely do a rom-com.
What about horror? I'd go Villeneuve for that one.
As would I.
Definitely.
As would I.
And then comedy musical, probably Nolan.
Nolan.
Really? I'd go Villeneuve.
Okay.
And then same for Scorsese v. Tarantino. So rom-com.
Tarantino.
Give me Tarantino across the board in all those categories.
Yeah, for real.
I think he's more dynamic of a director.
Yeah, Scorsese's overrated. So I'll go Tarantino with all of them. But that's going to be the final question we take. We went for a solid hour and 46 minutes. Before we call it a stream, Jaren, you can go first. Where can people find you on the internet?
Okay, so yeah, you can find me here on YouTube at Jaren Talks Movies. I try to post at least a couple videos every week. Also Jaren Williams 14 on Twitter, J Will Movies on Letterboxd, and Jaren Talks Movies as well on Instagram. Any of those platforms you can find me, follow me, do updates on my channel, just kind of post things in the community there. So yeah, if you want to find me, that's where you can look.
Sweet. And then Chris, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Filmstock. Letterboxd, I'm very active there. I put a ranking and review of every movie I watch at Filmstock. My name, Chris, will pop up. And then on Twitter at ChrisBowie15. And of course, my great friend Trevor and I just launched the Film Saga podcast. You can see new episodes of that every Monday on the Filmstock YouTube channel, as well as on Spotify. Eventually, it should be on Apple. We'll see how long that process takes. And we have an Instagram at the Film Saga podcast where we're going to be engaging with the community, putting up polls for our mockskers that we're going to do. And yeah, it's a new venture for me, so I'm excited for it all. And thank you for having me on, sir.
Yeah, no problem at all for me. You can find me on Instagram at certain vids. You can find me on YouTube at certain vids. You can follow me on Letterboxd at certain vids, and on Twitter, you guessed it, at certain vids. All those platforms are available for you. All the links to everybody's channels and socials will be in the description box. And the first link in the description is going to be a link to my merch store. If you have not checked that out already, that is the way to support me if you want to do that. Check out my latest video. There's a way that I could possibly help you out when you're in checkout. If you want a promo code, check out that video. But the link will be in the description box. And then, Jaren, I guess we'll start with you. What content can we expect this week?
So I'm working on my top 10 favorite scores of all time. I also want to try to incorporate this thing to where I react to a certain TV show. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Spectacular Spider-Man. I've had a couple of requests for that.
Sure.
Other than that, I'm gonna try to get some early movie reviews. Not too sure. It's kind of up in the air, but those are the two things that you can expect for sure.
Sweet. And Chris, what content can we expect this week?
I believe you two are both joining me this Thursday for a Sky High live watch along on my channel, as well as AJ. It's my first ever watch along, so I'm kind of nervous, but I think it'll go pretty well. It's going to be a fun little hangout, kind of give our thoughts on the movie as it goes, have a nice discussion there. That'll be on Thursday. On Wednesday, I have a live stream with Trevor. Yet again, we do that every week. And then I'm going to have a video every day. I'm trying to do a video a day in August to see where that takes my channel. A lot of work, but I do have some score related videos as well. I heard Jaren mention that. I think it's something more people should talk about, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it all. So
It's nice. As far as I go, well, actually, the video a day thing, I did do that for like 3 months. And it's work, but it does help. Daily videos do help, but as far as my channel goes, you can find probably expect a Suicide Squad review tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. And then Friday will probably be the Captain America Civil War review, continuing both the DCEU rewatch and the MCU rewatch. And then I'll fast forward a little bit to probably next Tuesdays when I'm hoping to release that Spider-Man 2 video. So that's what the schedule looks like. And then obviously we have the Sky High watch along coming up. So that's going to
be fun.
So excited.
Really excited. So yeah, that's what you can expect this following week for content. But thank you everybody that stuck around for the live stream. It doesn't mean a lot. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. If you like talking anything and everything movies, click that like button. It helps out. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay positive.
Peace out.